Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you didn't know, I'm back. As you can see, I'm back. And if you want to see a life update, you want to see what I've been up to, what has changed, where I've been, check out the video. I'll leave it up in the cards, and just to see what's new and what's going on. So anyway, if you saw, the title of today's video is Why Be a Homemaker? Reasons to become a stay-at-home mom, or a homemaker, a housewife, which I wear all of those titles very proudly. I'm so blessed and privileged to be able to do what I do. And so if you're on the fence about it, I want to tell you why it's a good idea, why it's been wonderful for me, and hopefully for you too. So stay tuned. So first of all, as a housewife, you can be a more supportive wife to your husband. As a husband and wife, you are the building blocks on the foundation, which is God. You are building on that foundation as a couple, and so you have to be really strong and really connected. And I found in my personal experience, when I was working, I wasn't as available. I wasn't as intentional about our relationship. It was just kind of, we just kind of went through the motions. And, you know, we did spend a lot of time together. We do talk every day, but there are just so many other factors or so many other stressors in your life as a working person, you know, that really kind of bleed into your relationship. Like I said, that was my experience. My husband, you know, husbands in general don't always share, you know, their vulnerabilities or things like that, but it's nice to be there when those moments do happen. You know, my husband is able to share his plans, his vision for our family, for what he wants to do, his goals as far as his career, you know, just bouncing ideas off of each other, even debating sometimes about certain topics. I think is so awesome, because it's just, it's a place where, you know, there's no rejection. We can just be vulnerable with each other. And especially for him, it might be the only place where he can do that, right? You know, guys, I think even with their friends, don't share sometimes, you know, those very intimate thoughts and feelings that they have, and it's nice to be able to have that with someone, you know. So there's that. Of course, there's the physical part, intimacy, which is super important. And again, I think for me, when I was working, when I was busy, even when I was working at home, I had phone calls all day, I had emails, and it was just so hard to to set everything aside, like my extended family, my work, you know, the kids and chores, the house, things that had to get done, things that didn't get done, and just go to my room and kind of like get into that space of like, okay, we're going to be intimate, you know. It's just, it's not sexy, you know, when you're thinking about your whole day. And maybe for men it's different, but for me it was really hard to kind of get into that mode. And so I'm really happy with the relationship that we have, you know, with our intimacy, but it is a lot harder when you have other outside things interfering. And so there's that aspect. And then there's just the practical things, that practical ways that we're able to support our husbands, you know, the laundry, the ironing, dishes, having the house clean, making him a nice hearty lunch. So he can think of you when he's at lunch, you know, wow, my wife put together this amazing lunch, a little note, some dessert, having a hot meal ready when he gets home, letting him, you know, come into a clean and welcoming home, just receiving him, accepting him in every way is just so special. It's I don't know if you know what I mean, but I think it's something really special. And not too long ago, my husband asked me, would you ever work again, you know, like outside? Would you ever want to work again? Because you don't have to. I don't want you to ever have to. And I thought, you know, a thought occurred to me that hadn't occurred to me before, and I do truly believe it was like wisdom for my life, from the Holy Spirit, because I felt like for me to work outside of the home, I would have to be under someone else's authority other than my husband. And, I under my husband's authority because he protects me, because he looks out for me, because he takes care of me. I know that there's no space for him to abuse that power, as long as he's walking with God, right? But if I have a job, it's like I would be under someone else's authority. If my boss said, Kim, you have to open up or you have to close, the office, you have to see so many students or clients or whatever it may be. Even if my husband opposes to that, I have no say. He has no say. I have to show up. And I feel there's such a conflict in me, having that separate authority in my life. And that's what I felt. And I told him that, and he was just like blown away, like, oh, I never thought of that. And that's so cool, and blah, blah. And we had a really nice, deep conversation after that. But yes, when you work outside of your home and you have to manage your home, you really do, rip yourself to shreds sometimes. That was my case. I know some of you manage it well, but for me, it was really hard. And so that's one of the great benefits, being able to support your husband, your relationship, your intimacy, in a better way, in a more intentional way. Secondly, supporting your children, being available for your children, being there. And again, like I said, all the practical things that we do for our families. And I know not every marriage has children, but if you do, it's really nice to be able to support them and to be there for them, to know, what they eat, who they talk to, what they like, what they're learning in school, or even teaching them yourselves if you're a homeschooling mom. All of that is really great. And one thing that I remember, my husband saw me packing lunch for my daughter for school, and he said, if I had a lunch like that growing up, I would have probably found a cure for like disease or something. I probably would have done great things. And he was being facetious, but I thought that's so true. Sometimes just the love and the care that we put into taking care of our children is like no other. No teacher, no mentor, no one is going to pour into your children in the same way that you can. And as a homemaker, you're better able to do that and not have to worry about all the other things. Another great benefit to staying home is the money that you save. You save so much money, and there are so many hidden costs in working, as a mom and a wife. So, if you have children, you'll have to cover childcare. And with childcare comes other things. You have to have extra diapers, wipes, clothes, and things like that. If your child goes to like a daycare, a childcare center, or if you take them to someone's house, you have to have extra stuff on hand for them to have, and then also their meals and just all of that stuff if it's not included in the program. If it's like a all-inclusive program, those can be pretty expensive. I was lucky enough to for my daughter to be in a really good Montessori program, and it was at a deep discount, just because my daughter's guide, she was just so great in that way, and she was starting her business back up after a break. And so because we gave her a chance, she really blessed our life in that way. And so we did pay childcare, but it was like nothing compared to what I know childcare costs. And so that was a blessing for us in the time that my daughter was there. But yeah, that's expensive. And then also, gas, commuting back and forth, depends on where you live, but a lot of times you spend time in traffic or just traveling to work, and that can be expensive. Your insurance on your car is different because you're commuting. There's just so many things. And I know that for me, I didn't have a lot of time to prep lunch at home. So I would buy a lot of outside food, during the week. Sometimes it was 2 or 3 meals a week, lunches that I would buy, because I would rather pack my husband a lunch and then I would just eat whatever. I'll just buy something because I had better access. But it adds up. It gets expensive. And it's the same thing when you get home. You might not have time for dinner. And so you have to buy food outside to bring to your home. And so you can save lots of money by staying home, by meal planning. You have more time to check ads and shop sales. You can buy in bulk and package, pre-package your own food the way that you do, deep freeze. Like, there's so many things that you could do, but you just need the time and the effort, the attention to all of those little sales and deals so that you can take advantage of them. And you can definitely do that by staying at home as opposed to working. Another great thing, and I think it's a misconception that a lot of people have about housewives, about stay-at-home moms, is that we don't have me time. And I have never had more me time than I do now. Yes, I do have kids. I have 3 kids. We do the car loop, drop off and pick up. My daughter has like a pre-K program. My middle child, she does karate. She's gonna get into some other activities during the year. So yes, I do have lots of activities, but here's the thing, like, sometimes I have a busy day and I can literally sit on the couch for half an hour and just take a break. I can read something. I'll have my hot tea in the afternoon. I'm able to do things that I didn't have time for when I was working. And I can also teach my kids to do that and to honor that time for me. This is mommy's time. I just need 20 minutes. I'm gonna sit here and read something. Do you want to read something? You can have some quiet time too. 20 minutes and my little one's napping, the house is quiet. That's wonderful. Just being able to listen to a sermon, to a message, to a podcast, to a book. I've had a lot of me time. I just really enjoy it. I don't get my nails done like outside, but I'm able to do my nails. Again, nap times are like me time or the me time. So it depends. I'm at the mercy and will of my son, of my youngest. But usually he gets a nap in, every day. And I have an hour. And I've quickly learned, because I used to pack chores into that hour. Like, I'm going to do a power hour. I don't know if you've heard of power hour, where you just clean for an hour nonstop and try to get the most in. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm overdoing it and I don't even have to. And it's not like I'm even going to get everything done. So why don't I just take this hour, let me wrap up some loose ends that I have here. And then the latter part of the hour, I can just sit and read something. I can have some tea. I can watch an episode of something. And that's really great. It's nice, and it's needed. Being a housewife, being a stay-at-home mom, I need that time and I definitely get it. So that is another benefit. You don't have to dress up every day. I like dressing up every day, and I think we're going to get into that. I think you should look presentable every day and look your best. But you can give yourself that grace if you're not having a good day, if you're sick. You can show up to your job at home in your PJs, and it's okay. You can have bedhead, and you can afford those days where you give yourself a little break, and it's not an issue. So that's nice. Lastly, I think, and most importantly, is fulfilling your purpose. Like I've mentioned, I have found such meaning, such purpose in what I'm doing. It has been so fulfilling, and I really feel like, when they say, oh, you're doing the Lord's work, I really do feel that I am doing the Lord's work. I feel like I can honor my husband in such a special way, in a way that glorifies God, a way that pleases God. I can pour into my children. I can train them up in the Word. I can show them through my example, through my mistakes, through my own life, how to behave. How to have good character. I feel like I'm doing what I was meant to do. I feel like I was really called and created and made to do this. And at least for this season of my life, I feel like I'm really fulfilling my purpose. Now, does that mean I'm never going to work again? I don't know. I might work from home. I think I would start my own business. But I don't think I would ever work under anyone else again, other than my husband and the Lord. I mean, to be honest, that's about it. I don't see myself ever working for someone else. And so this has been so life-changing. And I think if you're really on the fence about this, just really think about this. Just really pray about it. And know that there's so much meaning. There's a reason why you might feel the way you feel. And I think sometimes we're on the fence because we're relying on our own skills and abilities and wisdom to get the things that we need. But sometimes we don't even know what we need. We might feel like we need more money, we need more things, but maybe we need more time. Maybe you need to connect more with your husband. Maybe you need to connect more with your kids. Maybe you need more me time. Maybe you need to give yourself a little grace and kind of loosen up and relax a little bit. Whatever it may be, I think homemaking, I think being a housewife, being a stay-at-home mom, is a great place to start, and a great place for God to really build your character, to really help you fulfill your purpose. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that it blesses you, and I hope that if you're on the fence, you can really talk to your husband, pray about it, and make a decision that's going to bless your family, your entire family, and even yourself. I look forward to making more content with more practical steps and ideas on how to get to being an exclusive homemaker, an exclusive housewife. I think it's been so great for me, and I want to continue to share that with you. So stay tuned for everything that's coming up next. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.